The View host shared her surprising rules for anyone who wants to visit her, which once included a 24-hour time limit on an episode of Behind the Table. Joy Behar is happy to host, as long as guests can stick to a specific set of guidelines. Asked about her feelings about house guest etiquette by host Brian Tetton on Thursday's episode of the podcast The View, Behind the Table, Behar laid out her no-nonsense stipulations for staying with her. "I like house guests, but for a limited time," she explains, noting that "I used to have a 24-hour rule that I tell people before I could even afford a housekeeper, but I had this little house somewhere. I'd say bring your own sheets and towels and bring them home with you because I'm not doing your laundry," the talk show host shared, seemingly referring to friends staying at a property that is not her primary residence. Another rule for Behar is establishing a hard out. "I'm strict about it and I don't have any problem saying, so you're coming Friday and leaving Sunday, right?" Teta suggests she can afford to be so frank because of her no-nonsense public persona, but Behar disagrees. "Not because I'm Joy Behar, because it's the truth," she says. "Do you think anybody wants to live with that kind of ambiguity? When should I leave? Do they want me here?" Teta suggests that many hosts do allow departure times to be vague so as not to cause offense to their guests, but Behar says that outlook is not for me. She even shares a marginally more delicate way to find out when guests will leave than asking outright. There are ways to say it. "What time's the bus?" For example, she jokes. She concludes saying her prowess for hosting just has its limits. "Also, I don't really feel like cooking for a bunch of people. I'm not running an Airbnb, okay?" Teta seemingly broached the topic of house guests overstaying their welcome in light of a story that's gone viral this week. In a post shared to Reddit, an anonymous new mom wrote that her husband's parents, who live overseas, came for an extended 2-month visit and she asked them to stay elsewhere. The story made headlines with most commenters expressing their support for the woman in drawing a line.